Okay, so right now we're going to make a very quick, very easy low-fat banana bread. In this bowl here I have it's kind of 3.5, it should be 3 large, soft, ripe bananas, 3 eggs, 1 heaped teaspoon of cinnamon, teaspoon of salt, heaped teaspoon of baking soda or bread soda, 250 grams of plain flour, and 15 grams of artificial sweetener. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is mash the bananas up. And then you're going to add in the egg. I'll give them a good old mash up. If they're gone a little bit brown at one end, that's fine, that's just going to add to the flavour. So, you don't have to mash them up into an absolute pulp, because when you add the egg in, you'll be mashing them a little bit more as well. Okay, so that'll start them off. Next we pop in our 3 eggs. 2, 3. Okay, and the sweetener. Give it a good mix up. Okay, and as you see, the banana is continuing to mash up there. Once that is all combined, the next ingredients to add in is essentially everything else. Will all go in together, and then the next bit, when you've added the dry ingredients, the best thing to mix it up with is going to be a spatula. It is important to sieve everything through, because as you can see, the bread soda is a little bit lumpy. So in first of all goes our flour into the sieve, and then the next cinnamon, the salt, and the bread soda. Tap it all into the mix here, and then using a spatula, I'm going to mix the whole thing together. Okay. If you want a higher fibre banana bread, you can use brown flour instead of white. It's in the same proportions, nothing changes. Sometimes, depending on the banana, it'll be a little bit dry. If it is, add a tiny little bit of cold water into the mix. It depends very much on the type of flour you're using and the bananas themselves. The riper the bananas are, the softer they tend to be, therefore the more liquid there tends to be in it. I'm going to pop a tiny little bit of water into that. Just about a dessert spoonful is all you need. Okay, that is your banana bread mix done. Now what I have here is a 1 pound loaf tin that I have sprayed with a little bit of spray oil and tapped a little bit of flour around the inside of it, tapped it around all the sides, and then emptied it out. So it's best, I find, to grease and flour a tin, extra security just in case. It's a terrible shame to go to the trouble of making a cake for it to stick to the bottom of the tin that you've cooked it in. So pour your banana bread mix into your tin. This is where the spatula comes in very handy as well, to get all the last bit of the mixture out. In it goes. And then just push it evenly along. If you want to sprinkle some nuts on top of it, that's also fine as well. It's entirely up to you. It won't be as low fat with the nuts obviously, but it will add extra protein and extra fibre to it. Pop it in the oven for between 50 minutes and an hour at about 150 degrees, which is gas mark 5, and then test it in the middle with the skewer. So I'll just pop this in the oven now. So here we have our banana bread, lovely and golden brown. When you take it out of the tin, tap it, and if it sounds nice and hollow, then it's done. But 50 minutes to an hour should be plenty. Slice it up and you have a delicious, flavoursome banana bread with practically no fat. Enjoy.